Hi everybody, this is the pre-intro intro, just because I am trash and didn't edit for like ever. Um, this was recorded back in July. This is Kermit Swamp Year's episode. We did a Fraggle Rock episode, which will be coming out soon when I edit that, which I'm going to do tomorrow or the next day. And Julia and I are going to talk about the new Muppet Show, and then we are going to get episodes out quicker. That's the goal, because actual thing to update and try to keep in time with, and hopefully that will keep me from being lazy. So pre-intro intro, and now here's the real intro as given to us by the fabulous Ryan Rowe of toughpigs.com.
Well, if you never been a frog kissing, then you don't know what you've been missing. There's a world of opportunity under each and every log.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Frog Kissin', a Muppet podcast presented by toughpigs.com. And now, here are your hosts and Muppet fans extraordinaire, Julia and Lara.
Let's start this biz.
Let's get down to business.
Didn't Ryan Rowe give us an amazing intro that I'm totally going to edit to the beginning of the podcast?
We're finally going to use it.
Yes, because I wanted to talk about it before we actually used it.
Fun fact.
I didn't want to randomly put it at the beginning and then just not say anything about it at all.
Yeah. Fun fact.
Because it was so cute.
I still haven't listened to it. It's still sitting in my email.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm the worst.
You're a terrible friend.
I'm a terrible friend.
Ryan just sent it to us, and I was like, oh, that's nice. And I didn't listen to it until I edited one of the podcasts again. So I was like, oh, I'll put it in here. And it wasn't, I thought he just did one of the regular, thing that I asked him and Joe to do was, this is such and such, and you're listening to this podcast. But no, he did this whole thing, and he put the music behind it. You'll hear it when you listen to the podcast again. Oh, shoot, I dropped my mouse. But he put his voice over the music track, which he accidentally used the one that we use at the end. But oh well. Instead of the one that we sometimes used at the beginning, but that's why I did it. And it was just really nice.
I'm excited.
It was really cute. You'll hear it and you'll be like, oh, Ryan didn't have to do that. Oh, it's so nice. It's very nice.
Very nice.
See, like the Borat thing is funny again because it's not. It's been long enough.
It's been enough time that we can
we can
find
do it again.
some of Borat funny again.
I saw this movie in the theater, and I actually went with a friend of mine who was Persian. Or he is Persian. He's still Persian.
He didn't stop being Persian.
He didn't stop being Persian. I haven't heard from him in a while, so because he moved, but he loved it. That was great. He was really excited about it. So I don't know. I thought it was funny. I thought his Ali G show was funny, but
I never saw the Ali G show.
You need to watch the movie. Martin Freeman is in it.
Oh, I knew that. I've seen pictures. I liked Borat alright. I thought some of it I was like, meh.
Why are we talking about?
Because you said very nice, and then we got off topic as we usually do.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
We're just so dumb. Okay, so talked about Ryan's intro off the list because I wanted to do it before we used it. And watch, now I'm gonna forget to put it in the beginning. I think we talked about enough that I'll remember. Oh yeah, I need to do that. So if you listen to this, if this goes on iTunes and it doesn't have Ryan's intro in the beginning,
we messed up.
Well, I messed up. You didn't do anything wrong. Ugh, I'm so tired. It's 3 in the afternoon. Okay. Yeah. So Dave Gold's birthday was on the 16th, and Jerry Nelson's was on the 10th.
Woot.
I think. Watch me be wrong. Watch that be backwards, because I always do that. And I didn't post anything. I felt bad.
I used to be really good about posting things on my Tumblr for all the Muppet performers' birthdays and the Muppet
Yeah.
creators, and recently I've just been really awful about it, except for Jim's birthday.
Yeah. And Steve. And Steve's. It's Steve's as well.
And Steve's. I forgot.
Mm,
That's right.
that's right. Mm.
Hmm.
Uh, I would do it on LiveJournal because I took over
Aw.
the Muppet LiveJournal. Now that
Aw.
not that that's really relevant anymore. I haven't posted on there in forever and ever.
I just checked. Dave's birthday was definitely on the 16th.
Yay! Wait, who? Dave?
Dave, yeah, you were right.
Yay! I was right.
And Jerry's birthday. Oh, Google, why are you so slow?
This is 10th then.
No, Jerry Nelson's birthday is August 23rd.
What?
Wait, no, that's when he passed away. I am so sorry.
I was like, don't tell me.
You're right. July 10th. I'm gonna shut up now.
Don't tell me. Well, that's coming up then.
That is coming up next month. Maybe we can do a
When is Jerry Jules' birthday?
I don't know.
Why am I messing with my...
Maybe we could do a Jerry Nelson oriented episode around August 23rd. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Jerry Jewel.
I mean, heck, his Robin is like kind of our mascot, so
That's true.
yeah. Show Robin some love. I love Robin.
Oh,
Speaking of Jerry Nelson characters,
Jerry Jewel was born July 27th, so that's coming up, people.
I knew his was in July. That's why I asked.
So many July birthdays. I have a July birthday. All
Yep.
the best people are born in July.
Nope.
Nope, that's not true.
Some of those best people are born in September, like my mom and Steve and Jerry and Steve and Jim, and Linda McCartney.
Woot.
She also her birthday was also on the 24th. That's why I said Linda McCartney, like for no reason. And some good people are born in May, like me, and Christopher Lee, and Frank Oz. There we go. I was like, there's some up before. His birthday is in May. Yeah. So speaking of Jerry Nelson characters.
Oh. I thought that you were trying to segue into the topic of our episode, and I was like, what is Jerry Nelson? Okay, I recently, and by recently I mean yesterday, acquired a hedgehog.
A hedgehog.
And it's very cute, and I knew I wanted to name him something, Henson-y. You know, I thought about, like, Ludo and Fizzgig and Beauregard.
Yeah, would have been cool. Beauregard?
Bo would have been a cute name, but,
Any Fraggles, or, like, Fizzgig, or,
pretty much. I was kind of looking for, like, the small,
Lips.
cute...
Could have named him Lips.
I could have named him Lips. I was kind of thinking more small, cute things.
Yeah.
I guess Ludo's not exactly small, but he's very, very cute. But basically, on my way to pick him up, I had whittled it down to, like, the Fraggles. I knew I wanted, like, a Boober, a Wimbley, or a Gobo.
Yeah.
And when I met him, he wasn't, like, that shy. He's a pretty outgoing, friendly hedgehog, and very, like, adventurous, and I was like, oh, you're definitely a Gobo. So,
yeah.
I now have
adventurous.
He's very adventurous. I let him, like, wander around my room, and then he tries to hide under things, so I have to watch him diligently.
That's cute.
So, yes.
What do they feel like?
Prickly? I mean, they're...
Does he feel like dry grass or something?
No, he's much pokier than dried grass. He still has his baby quills, so they're gonna grow in stronger when he gets a bit older. He's only 7 weeks old. But, if he balls up, then he's pretty pokey all around. But if he comes out and you're holding your hand flat, then it's fine,
Yeah.
And even, like, the quills don't hurt that much if you.
Do they just, like, leave the little pinprick things on your hand?
Pretty much. The first time I held a hedgehog, it was, like, balled up the entire time, and when I finally put it down, like, my entire hand had little pinpricks all over it.
Yeah.
But he's very cute, and he's sleeping right now, so I'm trying not to bother him. Yay, Fraggle hedgehogs.
Yay. I just wanted to mention that you got a hedgehog.
I'm really happy.
Important things happening in our lives, like hedgehogs.
I also moved into a new house. That's probably...
Oh yeah, that's important too. With your outrageously talented boyfriend.
He does poetry.
He does.
We're so off topic.
What I well, we'll get into it in a minute.
Yeah.
This is like our stuff. What's the is it the Tang Nebula, right?
Oh,
Is
yeah, I
that what
guess
it's
as
called?
long as we're talking about, yeah. Plugging my boyfriend, you should all go, if you know what button
It's
poetry is.
good. God damn, it was funny. I
Yeah,
cursed.
he did a poem called The Tang Nebula. It's on button poetry. It's very funny and a very sweet piece, and
Hmm.
he's a very good poet. His name's Stephen Meads. Go look him up on Google or YouTube.
Yeah.
He's really talented, and he's been doing poetry for a long time.
Speaking of guys named Steve,
You
dumb
get like an
segue.
A plus for your segues today.
My segues are always gold,
They're
man. I
great.
was knocking them out, knocking them out on our last podcast that I haven't edited yet.
Um,
Um,
so
Number
speaking of
12.
speaking of guys named Steve, was that leading
Speaking
into?
speaking of guys named Steve, we're gonna talk about Kermit Swamp Years
Yay!
now. Enough
Um,
with the BS
when was the first time you saw Kermit Swamp Years?
when it came out,
When did it come out?
2000-ish.
Okay.
I could like look like I'm.
Oh, I wasn't looking for an exact date. Kind of just.
No, but I mean like I'm just sitting here like with my hands behind my head, like seriously chilling, and I'm like, oh, I could like look it up instead of just like totally guessing. But yeah, like when it first came out, I bought it immediately. I think I got it at Best Buy. I don't remember. That doesn't matter at all. Kermit Swamp Years.
Because I didn't see it until 4 years ago.
2002. Oh, it came on the Starz channel. That's right.
I think I
I
saw it
found it.
because it was like in a $5 bin at Mart, and so I
Hmm.
picked it up. It was my second to last year of college, so it was about like 2012 when I
Oh
first
yeah.
saw it. I watched it once, and then I didn't watch it again until a week and a half ago,
Recently.
very recently, for this
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah. I was on Starz. I remember. I recorded it, and my brother did. He didn't want anything to do with it. He's like, oh, it looks so dumb. So he didn't watch it at all.
Yeah.
Um, he still hasn't. My brother still hasn't seen Muppets Most Wanted. I keep telling him it's good, but he doesn't want to believe me or
Oh,
something. I don't know.
boo. Laura's brother, watch Muppets Most Wanted.
I
It's really
know.
damn good.
It was good. And then he was like, I don't know. He wanted to see. Oh, when he was. I think I've said this before. I told the story before. He was babysitting his friends' little girls, and they went to go see a movie, and he wanted to see Muppets, and they wanted to see Frozen. So he posted that picture with like him with the grumpy face, and the girls are all excited about Frozen, and he's just got a grumpy face on.
Aw,
But he won't watch it with me now that we own it.
that's a little
What a
silly.
doofus. Yeah.
Doofus.
So Kermit Swamp Years.
Kermit Swamp Years. I don't really know where to begin with it.
I will begin with the opening shots. It was filmed in location in Florida. I really like the swamp shots.
I did write down in my notes I thought that the lake was pretty where they were filming.
Yeah, it was nice. It was really very 90s Nickelodeon and Disney type music in the opening credits,
Yeah, that's true.
which I did not really enjoy.
I'll just go on record right now saying I didn't really enjoy any of the music in the movie.
No, me neither.
Like, I was like, maybe I just don't remember it.
It
But
was
what?
really well, it was like first of all, it was super strange that like nobody sang at all except for the very end where it was like this, weird song refrain. I don't know. It,
Didn't the animals all sing in the pet shop?
oh, okay, yeah, yeah. There was that song. That was literally the only song.
I thought there was like what? There were very, very few, but I thought there was one more early on, but maybe not. Maybe
There
I.
was the little follow your star thing, which was like
That's that's what I'm
he,
thinking
there
of.
was like humming and.
That's right.
And then they did that at the end and they're all in the truck and I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah,
Um
I don't know the handful of songs they had. I was just
so
like, nope, not missing out much here.
no. Um so it was 2002 and it was made for TV.
I know.
But
However, I've really liked some of the made-for-TV special songs.
yeah, I'm the Fly, man. That thing looked like Waldo C. Graphic. I'm telling you.
I also wrote that down. I was like, he reminds me of Waldo.
Yeah, he was not at all necessary. At all.
Yeah, I mean, no, he definitely
At
wasn't necessary
all.
because I was gonna say he was kind of there to help, like, Kermit, like, have a discussion about where he was going, but then Kermit started talking to the camera.
Yeah, and they could have done that with literally any other character. I don't know. I don't know why.
Well, I mean, they were obviously very short-handed on performers from the main core Muppet group, and maybe I don't know if that had to do with budget or what, because like the main Muppet performers were Steve, Joey
Yeah.
Maz, Bill, and I want to say Kennedy,
Yeah, John
John
Kennedy.
John Kennedy, yeah. And
Mhm.
then they had a few other people around. I can't remember who the girl was that
She
she
did I thought I wrote her name down,
she
but I
did
remember.
she did Pilgrim and Kermit's mom, but she didn't do the voices for them.
Yeah, and that's weird too
Yeah,
that they did that
that kind of
because
that reminded
because
me of Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas because
yeah, well
with
that was like
Frank.
the reverse.
Yeah,
Be-
well, because like Frank was doing them, but then they dubbed it with an actual
yeah.
female's voice. Whereas in this, there was a female performing them, but then they got someone else's voice,
Yeah, I
which
don't
didn't
know. That's
make any
odd.
sense to me.
And I really like Cree Summer. Like I adore her so much. I loved her in Different World. I love all her voice acting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's because it was Cree Summer that I like instantly recognized her, and I just thought I didn't think she was right for I don't know. A Pilgrim was not. I didn't like Pilgrim,
I didn't like Pilgrim
and
either.
it was I don't know.
I got excited at first. I was like, "Oh right, the dog is a female. That's awesome! Yay, female characters!" And then I was like,
Yeah, this
okay."
was my actual note. Cree Summer, all caps. I love her, but it seems strange to get a voice actress instead of just using a female puppeteer. Problems, problems.
Problems, problems.
I don't know. I wrote these notes 3 weeks ago, so half of them are going to be like, I don't know. Oh yeah, there's another one. Cree as Kermit's mom is lovely, but I don't really like her as Pilgrim. Maybe she sounds too much like Susie from Rugrats, which was her
That's
character in Rugrats.
that's who she was. Because I was like, man, I meant to Google her, and I was like, I know she's been in like cartoons I've watched. That voice is so familiar. I can't place it though. She was Susie in Rugrats. That's
Yeah.
exactly it.
Yep. And she was on A Different World, which is on Netflix, and I was watching that. Me and Aaron had this whole debate about the opening song,
Nice.
which I didn't realize like from the seasons that I watched, it was Aretha Franklin. And I
That's,
was like, how did I not even like consider in my brain,
yeah.
because it's so like if you listen to it, if you listen, it's like seasons 2 through 4 or something that it's Aretha Franklin,
Yeah.
and it's obvious. I feel dumb. Anyway,
I
so the
wrote
fly is bad. Okay.
I wrote that Kermit riding on the scooter felt like a throwback to his bike in the Muppet movie, but I would
Yeah.
have preferred if he was like on an actual bike.
Yeah, Vespa Kermit. Kermit got lazy and with exposition. Sideways face.
I wish he was on a Segway actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say were segues, but yeah, yes they were.
That would have been.
It just makes me think of Arrested Development
I know
segues.
that's the whole. I don't know. That's what made me think that Segways are
That's
hilarious.
funny. I like the Arnie the alligator throwback.
I did too. They did have some nice throwbacks to
Yeah.
earlier movies and other facets of the Muppets. I thought.
Yeah.
Um,
I really like Goggles and Croaker a lot. So like this is like just notes that I wrote while watching it, so they're very kind of like scene oriented some of the
yeah,
time. So
that's
I'm
kind of how
skipping
mine are
around a little
too.
bit.
I did write that little Kermit is pretty cute.
Yeah, he was. Get out of
Although
here, you humans, you. I love that one.
I also wrote in all caps, water stream spraying out of Kermit's mouth was weird
Yeah.
when he
Yeah.
dives into
He's
the
so like
pond and the stream just like sprays out of his mouth.
yeah, it's like directly from his trachea. It's just like
It looked like he was projectile vomiting, and I was like,
yeah.
I know that's not what's going on, but that's weird.
That's like, he has to open his mouth that far and yeah. It's very strange. Kermit is obviously the most responsible one. Order and chaos from the start. From, when they're freaking out or something. And
Yeah.
see, like, I have little context for these now, but I
That's
don't
fine.
remember.
And that fits Kermit because, he's always kind
Yeah,
of the responsible one.
but that's nice that they kept that,
Yeah.
kept that in. Butt jokes, obvious butt jokes, we're not happy with, really.
That's something else I wrote in caps further down. Goggles saying buttocks is dumb and Goggles showing his butt is
Yeah,
dumb.
that was kind of, yeah. And like I like Ren and Stimpy, and I'm watching Sanjay and Craig right now, and that's full of like fart jokes and all that stuff. But like
But
for the Muppets, it's really out of place.
yeah, it fits
It's
more with,
super out of place.
the context of other TV shows or cartoons that have that sort of humor, whereas Muppets don't really. Um,
Like if he had said buttocks like he does, which is cute, and they just left it at that, that would have been fine,
yeah,
honestly.
but then he
But
just
then
kept
he
showing
had to
his
like,
butt.
yeah, then that was like close up of Goggles,
Little
cute little
frog butt.
hinder. I don't know. And somebody asked later on. Here, I have to scroll down. Oh no, where did I put it? I had questions and now they're not here. Oh crap! Hold on.
I've got a few questions. I wasn't sure if I managed to grab all of them because we did state
Oh
that we were doing
no.
swamp years for like several weeks now, and
Yeah.
so I figured there might be a couple that I missed
Oh,
grabbing.
I wrote, like, I literally copied and pasted all the questions from Tumblr, or not from Tumblr, 'cause we didn't get any, from um, Twitter and Facebook, and I put them in my notes, and then my computer restarted, so it didn't save any of them, because I didn't save it like an idiot.
I've got some saved,
Okay.
so
Well,
it should be.
somebody asks about all the callbacks and stuff, like Jim Henson as a kid and stuff like that. I liked the Jim Henson as a kid one. I thought that was cute. Stuff like the dog being named Rolf and the pig chasing Kermit, I think that was kind of doing it just to do it,
Yeah,
and I didn't
especially
really
the
like that.
pig portion. I don't know. Like, I get why they did it, but I was
Yeah.
like,
Mm,
doesn't feel entirely necessary. Like, this is the first time Kermit sees a pig. It's funny because eventually he's gonna fall in love with a pig.
yeah.
The question came from Christopher Harris,
Okay. I know
on
somebody did.
Facebook. He said, I just finished watching the movie for the first time. I enjoyed the Jim Henson Muppet references sprinkled throughout the film. Do you
Hmm.
find this a satisfactory origin, coming of age story for Kermit?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not that big on the special as a whole. I think it's fine. I think it could have been done better.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's no Billy the Bunny, you know, whatever that was. That, like, generally just nobody even knows it exists
Yeah,
or talks about. It's not that bad.
that's true.
But, it's not it's not the one that I'm gonna like, oh, we need to watch this one first because this is Kermit as a kid. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's not the best, but it's not the worst. Um what I really liked about the thing where Kermit falls down and the boy helps him up and it's Jim. It's little baby Jim Henson, and you know that because it says Henson on the mailbox, and he's in his little, you know, um, stripy shirt that's popular in the 50s, like, looks like freaking, I think he had a stripy shirt on, maybe, and maybe I'm totally wrong. I'm just thinking of Will Wheaton and Stand By Me. But, and then there was the
Yes.
old lady on the porch, which was his beloved grandmother that we all know, dear. I really liked that she was there, and it was really obvious, and
Yeah.
like that was really nice. 'Cause like, anybody else would have been like, "Oh, you know, they wouldn't have thought about putting his grandmother that she lived with him or anything." Um that being said, like, yeah, I had so it's well, I'll talk about it when we get further down. Let's see. Follow Your Star, not the best song, but jokes bad. Too many callbacks. I'm reading down my notes. Oh yeah, I wonder how many of those pet store frogs are from the Muppet Show.
I
Cause it looked
didn't
like a
write
lot.
I didn't write a note about that, but I definitely was wondering. I was like, because they're only in that fast shot where they're like running. Well, no, then they're used later in the film, aren't they?
Well,
But
well, no, not that, but like in the pet store,
yeah,
in the
yeah, that's
tank.
what I meant.
Yeah,
Yeah, they looked like they were in the same style of the ones from the
yeah.
Muppet Show, so I figured they probably got touched up a little bit.
I was
And
gonna say they might not be the same exact ones. Look, at it just like, oh yeah, we're all those frogs from 1975. I don't know how that works. Random songs that don't fit at all in the movie. Could have had Croaker and couldn't have had a Croaker and Kermit song instead of like the 10 seconds of female rock singer for no reason.
yeah,
I'm like, yeah, that's the stuff that really drove me crazy. It's just like and it was so random and just weird. And like, you couldn't have had some nice song about, you know, Croaker is all insecure because he lost his hop or something. You couldn't have some nice song of Kermit trying to, comfort him or something. I don't know.
yeah. I know what you mean. Um, I wrote that like none of the human actors did anything for me.
Yeah.
I didn't. And again, it comes down to the fact that it was, a TV special, and their
Mhm.
budget probably wasn't very big. Um,
Yeah.
but I don't know. The actors kind of, they were there, they did their job, but I didn't really care.
Yeah, me neither, honestly.
Especially, and I know that they were kids, but those kids in the classroom scene were overacting so much that I literally at one point was like, You guys are hamming it up so much."
I'm trying to go in order here. You're talking about the classroom scene
That's
already.
because I had a note about the two human antagonists,
So do I, but
and
it's way down.
that led into my spiel about the human actors.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then yeah, Arnie the Alligator is a good throwback.
Pilgrim is not the best looking Muppet dog. They've done so much better.
Oh yeah,
They should have just like had Jojo come in and have like Camilla do it. I freaking love Jojo
that would have been really
from
nice.
from the that episode of Jim Henson Hour.
I
The
remember.
one episode.
No one, no one
Well, that's
episode.
like the one that we recorded, so that's the one that I watched like all the time.
Fair enough.
I love Jojo.
I did like in the truck there was an animal keychain on the.
Oh, was there?
Yeah,
I totally missed that.
It was only in the shot for a couple seconds, but they had a close up on the truck keys, and there was an animal keychain, and I was like, oh, cool, little Easter egg.
I think the entire movie could have used more miscellaneous Muppet Show Muppets. There was Foo Foo, and then the dog from Bunny Picnic.
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah, that was the dog from Bunny Picnic. They could have had like Catgut and Gaffer in there, and you know, they could have had a lot of different animals. That like
Yeah,
that's how Kermit met them. Like
that would have
Gaffer before she lost an eye or something. I don't know.
that would have been cool.
Um. Okay, so and then I wrote the thing. The song, the Life as a Pet song. That was good. That was a good song. That was a really good song for Steve. Jack is a weird looking rabbit though.
What accent was Steve doing?
I think because it was supposed to be Mississippi. I think he was trying to do some kind of Cajun
Okay,
thing.
because I was like, it could be Cajun or it could be French, and I
Yeah,
couldn't.
so it's Cajun
Yeah.
because it's in that area with the Frenchness in
Okay.
that culture and stuff. So yeah, it was kind of a combination of the two.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was nice that they gave Steve a song to do. The song didn't do anything for me personally, but
Yeah, I thought it was really cute, and I
that's
thought it was a good song for him too.
that's good that you enjoyed it. That people enjoy it.
Okay, so this is the problem that I had when we were talking about um, Kermit meeting Jim, and I think it's like at that point that's where they kind of veer off for some unknown reason that they forget like what era they're supposed to be in,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess it's a budget and all that stuff too. But so when you see Jim, and before that all the cars down the street, you know, pretty much like signs in the area, all that in the town. You get to the pet stop, all that. It's very 50s looking,
Yeah.
like 50s, 40s, which is, about around the right time.
Yeah.
Like 40s supposed to be. Around the right time. And then you get in the movie theater, and it was like they just pulled people in from the street and didn't bother to dress them any certain way. And then it just gets worse when you get into the high school. It's
Yeah.
like they got like these purple JanSport backpacks and stuff. And I'm like, no, first of all, you know how it was. You've seen the movies. Everybody just carries their books on a belt for some reason
Yeah.
in the 40s. And they get the 10 lunch boxes, and they got, their pants up to over their navel, that kind of thing. That's the kind of detail that was lacking in the high school, and it was sloppy with the high school. And then the Statler and Waldorf thing in the movie theater was really out of place since they were breaking the fourth wall, which isn't out of place for Muppets, obviously, but it was the first and only time that it happened.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of odd to me. Because,
Well,
like, if we're not going to have anybody but Kermit, being the character that we know, to
yeah.
have Statler and Waldorf that we know, which is cool that you see them when they're younger, obviously. So now that it obviously takes place in the 40s or so, but then they talk to you, and it just seems kind of strange because the rest of the movie does not seem to fit in like with how the Muppets usually are. I didn't like it.
That's fair. I mean, Kermit broke the fourth wall at the very start of the movie, but it was also like, he was like, I'm going to tell you the story of me growing up in the
Yeah,
swamp. And then, no one else broke the fourth wall after that.
exactly.
So that's fair. I like that they worked in Statler and Waldorf, but yeah, it felt out of place what they were doing. I don't
And
know.
so, and I think like Kermit with the balloons, obviously a throwback to Gonzo, except they totally ruined it with the music. It was like a freaking mariachi band. And what they should have done was do something that sounded a little bit like, at least a little bit, like I'm going to go back there someday.
That would
Or
have been,
something. Or, this whole
it would
movie
have been nice, yeah.
needed just something Paul Williams-esque.
That's what
Not,
they
you
were
don't, like,
missing.
don't drag the man into the movie. That's fine. But just something. And the whole movie did not have, like, a cohesive uh, music soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little bit all over the place, which was not good. Ugh, I don't know. This is like tiring me now because I thought I wrote more positive stuff.
I,
Um,
I told you right off before we had started recording that most of mine wasn't that positive. I
yeah.
found another note that I wrote that just says all of the music in this movie is super mediocre. It's the exact
Aw,
words.
yeah, super mediocre. That's nice. You could have just said it was bad like I just did. I like the little random signs in the pet shop, and I had a bunch of different stuff. I was trying to write down the ones that I saw. Um, Nelson something. There was some I couldn't read it. Goals Guppy Grub,
I don't think I
and then
noticed those.
this is my favorite one. Salmon friends. I like that one. It's like salmon friends.
That's awesome. I think at that point in the movie I was still like paying attention and taking notes, but at the same time I was like, my interests have kind of dropped, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
be on Tumblr while I'm watching this movie.
Nate, are you going out or what? I'm like right next to the door, and the dog is just standing in the doorway. I'm dog sitting, everybody. Okay, go outside. So he's just staring outside. I'm like, you need to pick a lane. I really wanted to like Mary, the human lady, our only
Oh,
human lady. I really wanted to like her.
yeah.
She was like cute and nerdy. She looked a lot like Reese Witherspoon a bit. She reminded me of Reese Witherspoon. I wanted to like her. Something didn't happen.
Yeah, I can relate to that. That's my feelings. I thought that upon this rewatch, she would
Yeah.
stick out to me more, and she didn't.
I just read the next note, and then I thought about Bill doing the line, and now I'm laughing about it because it was cute. Hey, Rebet. uh, okay. So like the standout star in this whole film was obviously for me it was Bill as Croaker.
That's fair.
I just really like Croaker, and all of Bill's stuff was really funny that he did. Um, The more random songs. Soul music this time? Pick a theme movie? I don't know. Yeah, just weird stuff. Modern day textbooks. Teacher with the clippy in her hair. The whole school scene is totally ancron. I can never say that word. You know,
Yes.
you know what it is
Uh,
when
d-
it's supposed to take place in this time, but all these other things stand out that are not of that time.
the continuity?
No, well, yes, but no.
Inaccurate?
Um, it's like it sounds like it's anachronistic, something like that. I don't know. I can never say that word. I wrote it correctly.
I
I
know what you
just can't
mean,
say
yeah.
it. You know what it is. Um, sort of continuity, but that's more like this scene was in this. Whatever. Okay, I'm terrible. Random '80s rock song. I don't. This movie with the music and the movie, and I don't know. Oh, I think it rained outside, unless Nate just got me with his slobber. I don't know. Um,
I thought that the Kermit evil teacher scalpel fight kind of harkened back to Muppet Treasure Island.
yeah, and the movie that he saw in the theater, which was
I
the whole
I
point.
knew that was the point, but it reminded me of Muppet Treasure Island because
Yeah.
he's fighting with little blades, and then Kermit also like loses
hmm
his weapon at the end of the fight.
There was a boy in the hallway that had a butterfly on his bag, like a little butterfly patch,
I saw that.
and I was like, nice gender stomping movie. Okay, maybe that wasn't planned.
It
It was probably, he just picked up the bag, and there just happened to be,
probably.
I don't know.
I thought that was cool, but that's a good
Here,
point.
just unload all the school supplies that we have. I don't know. Maybe they just like went to a school because that's what it looks like. It looks like they just jumped into a school and said, "Okay, you kids be in this scene. Get your parents' permission to talk in this movie, and then and then we'll pay them money." But like, because it just looked like they just went into a nearby school,
Well, I mean,
filmed the scenes.
I'm sure that they probably did go film at a school, and they probably just posted something, I don't know,
Yeah,
like in the newspaper or on the internet, and they're like, "Hey, if you're a kid and you want to be in a movie, come here on these days, and you can be
yeah. I mean,
an
they probably
extra."
filmed it in the summer or whatever. But
Yeah, you know,
yeah.
I'm sure that they didn't go to a school
And
where
they probably did like something dress like you're in the 50s and like it's like that when it's school spirit week and nobody remembers to do something.
the kids like kind of
So it's
half-ass it,
like
and they're like, "Well,
yeah,
good enough, I guess. I don't know."
it's the people that are like the cheerleaders and the ones that get excited about pep rally for some reason that like dress in their pajamas when it's pajama day and
Uh-huh.
everybody else like, "No, I don't feel like doing
Oh, I
that."
always did
That's weird.
pajama day, because all you had to do was roll out of your bed and then go to school.
See, I know. I couldn't do that. I was like it's like first of all, you got to wear like, sneakers with your pajamas, which was weird.
I would bring slippers with me to school, and then I would wear slippers all day.
See, but then I wouldn't want to get that stuff dirty.
That's fair.
Clothes are for your bed. You don't want like I don't know. It was just weird to me. Plus also like then you had to like wear a bra under your shirt that you wear for sleeping. That's just uncomfortable. I don't know.
Oh God.
But like I don't know. School spirit week. That wasn't my thing. Um anyway, so I guess the school thing just nah.
Yeah,
Eh,
it could have been better.
disappointed.
I feel like that's
Um
my like slogan for this movie. It could have been better.
disappointed. Oh yeah, it's gonna rain soon. It's thundering. What else?
I mean, those are pretty much all my notes on it. I think like
I
near
have
the
a,
end, I kind of like just teetered out.
oh yeah, I have a couple more. Okay, no, we did that. Swamp bits with Kermit and Croaker together and goggles in the pet store were nice. Stuff in the school brings it down. I think the school stuff kind of brought the whole thing down. Like if it was just a movie about them leaving the swamp and getting caught in a pet store
But
and
then
then
saving their friend.
potentially kind of like Finding Nemo, like potentially take going home with this horrible person or something, and then they have to escape the pet store, and then they find Pilgrim a home, whatever. The whole dissection thing was not cool.
Yeah.
Um, and that flashback was freaking creepy. Like, and I was gonna say like Like the kids come and then they kind of like, look at the kids to put them in the movie. And they like comb a couple of boys' hair, they comb their hair to the side and they send them off. Like, yeah, good enough. And they let them go in. I don't know. It was like, but yeah, because that flashback scene should have taken place turn of the century, I guess, because this took place in the
Yeah,
40s,
because
and he was
if the
at
movie's
least
supposedly
50-ish.
taking place in the 50s,
Yeah.
and he's probably in his 50s,
Mhm.
it should have been like in the
It
what,
should have been
like
turn of the century,
the 30s, the
where
20s.
yeah, something where did they do frog dissections back then? I don't know. You know,
Probably, maybe like at
I
nice
don't know.
schools. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
if he was like super rich. Otherwise, it's like borderline Little House on the Prairie. You're talking about even if you're in the 20s, that's like Great Depression era.
Yeah,
He's probably not even in school. He's probably working in. Oh wait, no, that's after that. He's probably working in a factory still.
probably.
I
So
think child labor laws was like 1920 or something.
I don't know. And like if you look at what they're all wearing in that flashback sequence,
Nope.
it doesn't match at all. I don't think this movie
They
was
they
like
took they took the kids from that same classroom, but like the ones that they didn't show that much,
the ones in the
threw them in that
back.
scene. Yeah, threw them in that scene. Put a sepia, filter over it, and be like, okay, be mean to this kid, make fun of him. But
I
like
don't
I don't know, it
think
was like the way that the frog was laying too was super creepy.
I don't think the people making this movie were very like concerned about like the with like timeline
Timelines, obviously not, but
and
we notice it.
historic costumes. They were
We did
like,
just like rewrite it so it's like historically accurate.
I demand them redo
Re-
Kermit's swamp years.
like yeah, like you're in the pet store, and oh, what's his name? That was the guy, the dude.
The human dude?
Yeah, the human guy
I
that
don't
looked
remember.
that looked like the dude from Oh Brother Where Art Thou. Anyway, he would be all worried that he was gonna get drafted and what's gonna happen to his pet store, you know. But he wants to fight the good fight against the Nazis and you know all that. He would switch on the radio. They're talking about Babe Ruth and stuff. I don't know. I don't know. It's just like just totally redo it.
Well, there wouldn't be Nazis if this movie was taking place in the 50s.
I didn't say the 50s. Well, I said the 50s at first, but then,
If you
Jim
did,
was a teenager in the 50s. So that's why I backtracked and said the
oh, I
40s.
see. So you wanted to take it back further, so it's even
Just
more accurate for
even
like
more
Jim's
historically accurate.
age.
Because 1955 was when Sam and Friends happened,
That's a good point.
and
So
he was like
he would
17 or 18.
he would have been in high school.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
So 1940s.
Did this were they high school
Or
kids or
night
were
or
they
like
were they high school kids or were they middle school kids?
I don't know. You can't really tell. They kind of look like they're in between. They're probably freshmen or
They
something.
looked like
I
they
don't know.
were
I never had to digest a frog in
like.
science class.
Do you say digest a frog?
Yes, dissect a frog. I have digested a frog. My brother made um frog legs one time because he's so dumb. He just like gets curious. He just gets curious about shit, and he'll just like mix stuff up in the bathroom just to see what happens. So like I came in. I don't know. I came into the bathroom and there was like a cup in there.
Yeah,
It was I was like, Aaron, were you doing experiments in here? He was like, yeah. I'm like, you're like 34 years old, bro.
that's awesome.
He's so funny.
Um,
I forget what I was talking about.
dissecting. We were talking about
Oh,
dissecting
digesting
frogs.
frogs. Yeah.
I
So and then we made like French fried frog legs jokes all day.
yeah. I never dissected a frog. We dissected fetal pigs my senior year of high
Like, and
school.
that's like a whole thing that they could have done in the movie where it was like fetal pigs, and then see, but that's too gross.
It was
Like
really
everybody knows about dissecting frogs, but like little baby pigs. We never had to do that either. I had like there was like an AP class that it dissected like calves or something.
ooh.
Yeah.
I was the one in my group that wouldn't like touch the dead baby pig, so
No.
I took notes.
Mm-mm.
I was the note taker.
That's why, like, when I remember before I went to high school, or when I was a freshman, that's something that like I was super freaked out about. that we would have to do that.
Yep.
Because that was not cool. I'm trying to look at my notes again. Oh, one song the Muppets actually sing left to the end for one verse and a chorus. WTF. That's the more just disappointing with the music stuff. See, this is I just write down lines that I like. To once again bathe in the stagnant ooze. I just thought that was a cute line.
That's pretty good.
And then this is the what I was most disappointed at when we get to the end of the movie. And then so Kermit, he's come back to the swamp to visit his pals, right? And then he goes,
Yeah.
"Hey Croaker, hey Goggles, wait up!" And then we don't see them.
That's
Like
true.
they were the only two characters that I liked in the movie, other than Kermit, and we don't get to see them.
That's
as
true. The
grown-ups.
camera did like pan upwards as Kermit was like seeing them, and then I think like you heard Bill and Joey's voices, but
Yeah, you could hear them.
you didn't get to see adult Croaker and Goggles.
Wouldn't it be
which-
weird if like if we did see them and they were just like they were still children?
You never age in the swamp.
No, really. That's why Robin looks so young because Kermit gets him on the weekends.
That's why Robin never grows.
Yeah, he actually still lives in the swamp. I really like the end credits for being bloopers, and then the cover.
Were the end credits bloopers?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't watch the end credits.
Oh my god.
'Cause
They
I
were
was-
good.
I was just like,
I
done with
I
this movie.
spaced this away and I said great end credits, and you are an idiot.
I'm an
Okay.
idiot.
So go watch the end credits right now, and then we can talk about them.
Right now, I can't because Are we like gonna pause or?
No, I was joking. You missed it. You can't watch them ever again now.
I can't watch them ever again?
No, you missed your chance. If it's not for the podcast, it doesn't count, Julia.
Oh, I see. Well, I have it on DVD. I'll watch it later tonight.
Yeah. I can't because I didn't bring the DVD over here to this house that I'm sitting.
Fair enough. I think once the movie was over, I was like, "Cool, I'm done," and I like clicked out of the movie, which probably
Thank
also
God, and just like you threw your TV out the window.
not that extreme. But I think that's probably also what happened the first time I watched it. I was like, "Oh, it's over. I don't need to watch anymore."
Yeah.
And I
No,
didn't
the end credits were really cute.
Stick around for the credits. Okay, that's good to know. People, if you own Kermit Swamp Years, go watch the end credits and don't be an idiot like me.
Steve makes a Valerie Bertinelli joke, which I actually had to like Google who she was the first time I saw it. And I was like, oh, it's the... Yeah, that was kind of odd. Yeah, but see, and then so when she says Valerie Bertinelli, now if you want to take that as like being in the movie, because he mentioned like he was in a locker and like he saw a Valerie Bertinelli poster. Well, then
Yeah.
that would mean that it took place in the 70s, and Steve was in high school, not. And then there's even more bloopers, which I just wrote down a bunch of things that Bill said. When when I was watching the bloopers.
By all means, share them. Yeah.
If there is a helicopter and somebody does not say incoming wounded, I do not like that person anymore. Like that, I don't know, that is like, and every time, like for Mystery Science Theater, every time there's a helicopter there's like a wide shot of a helicopter, or you hear a helicopter and you see it like actually land or something,
Mm-hmm.
there better be a mash joke. And they do it all the time at Mystery Science Theater, to the point where like I think Joel said to somebody, he's like, no, don't do it. And I was like, no, I need it. I love my mash jokes whenever there's a helicopter around. And his little the Zondo thing. I don't know. I like that.
Yeah.
Somebody asked a question about Joe the Armadillo.
We
What
had
was that?
two people, Ben and Max, both were like, Joe the Armadillo! Talk about Joe the Armadillo. And is Joe the Armadillo amazing or amazing?
Amazing. I love Joe the Armadillo. And that's like Brian's puppet of choice now for like puppet up stuff and all that.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yeah.
immediately goes for Joe. And so there's a picture of Brian and Joe. And that's why I said there's Joe the Armadillo and Brian Joe. Because Joe is calling everybody, you know, their name and then Joe.
That's pretty
And
wonderful.
Joe Hennis likes that joke too. He's made it before.
That would make sense.
He's done that, Ryan Joe. I love Joe the Armadillo. He's adorable.
Apparently, according to the wiki, he's got. I didn't watch any of the features to do with Kermit Swamp
Oh my
Ears.
god, what? Why are we even doing this
I
podcast? Look,
know!
I took notes. I took a lot of
I
notes.
took notes too.
You didn't take as many notes, and you're like the queen of lists, and you didn't take any notes. I took all these notes,
I
and
wa-
then
I to be fair, I watched the movie while I was at work, and so I was
that's true.
also manning like phones and making sure I wasn't getting fired.
Yeah,
Haha. Super responsible adult Julia Gaskill.
I know.
Um, and I mean,
Oh,
I didn't think to watch any of like the behind the scenes stuff because I'm used to there not really being anything to really watch. You know.
true. And but like this had a bunch of well, it didn't have a bunch. It had two behind the scenes things, or it had a behind the scenes thing, which I remember screen capping the mess out of. Um, and then it had the more bloopers, that kind of
Hmm.
thing. And we don't really get that. That was pretty cool that they
Yeah.
did that.
I love Muppet bloopers. Muppet bloopers are the best.
Do you have the Fraggle Rock series? Like, do you own the series?
I don't own the series.
Okay, you need to get the series, like
I
the
know
whole
there's
box set
I
thing.
know there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff because you screen cap it all the time.
Yeah, and those interviews are awesome. And there's I need to watch them again because they're so good. And then there was like, and Steve had a lot of his home movies, or some of
Aww.
them. And he does this little intro, like in his bathroom or something. It's like he's like, I remember he was next to a mirror, and I'm like, that was so weird.
Yeah.
That anyway, he like obviously filmed it in his house to say, to set it up, but um, that's for a different podcast, which we need to do that. We need to figure out what we want to do for the Fraggle Rock thing that we were talking about.
Yeah, we can figure something out.
Yeah.
Mo-
Yeah.
more questions.
Yeah, okay, you have all the questions. I
Yeah.
accidentally don't
Again,
have
I
any.
apologize if I don't read any of your questions. We've been promoting doing a Kermit Swamp Years episode for forever, and I think I went far enough back to grab all of them, but there's, a chance that I accidentally missed yours, and if that's the case, I'm very sorry. Um, on Twitter, Marnie Hill asked, "What are your thoughts on the teenage Jim Henson reference in Kermit Swamp Years?" Which we
We covered that.
pretty much covered. Anthony Thompson asked like a total of 3 times. Every time we were like, Kermit Swamp Years questions, he asked the same
Look,
question.
Anthony Thompson is on top of this podcast.
He was like,
Like
"Who's your favorite character from the
he is like our
movie?"
number one super fan.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. He
Um,
is on top of this stuff.
every single time we
So
asked for Kermit Swamp Years question, he was like, "Who's your favorite character? Who's your favorite new character? Who's your
I
favorite
think
character?"
mine was Kroger, honestly.
I'd agree. I like Croker a lot. He was funny. He lost his hop. He got it back.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the lost top could have been made into like a bigger plot point or something. I don't know.
It was a thing.
Something more about like Kermit helping him. I don't know. I just think the whole dissection thing could have not been there, and it would
Just
have been a better movie.
removed. Um, yeah, I really liked Croker. I thought that Bill did a really good job with that character.
Yeah. I quite like Bill.
Bill's great. They're all
I'm
great.
trying to look at trying to look at the Twitter as well.
Fair enough. Yeah, the only other
It's
oh,
Undo,
Mark
Undo.
Hansen on Facebook wrote, "I think
Uh-huh.
it's interesting that the outtake for Kermit Swamp Years don't hide the puppeteers the way the Disney movies have, despite the fact that Kermit Swamp Years is clearly meant for a younger audience. Also, the song that plays during the chase at the school is all sorts of terrible."
Yes, it
um,
is.
yes to both. I mean, we talked about the music at this point. I think that's pretty well covered. Um, I didn't, as I've also stated, I haven't watched the outtakes, but so you can see the puppeteers in the outtakes.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Mhm. And then the behind the scenes stuff, like the Joe the Armadillo thing, he's just like randomly filming people, and you see like uh oh, so all right, so this is when Steve had his like super long hair, like down to
Aw,
his butt long,
aw.
and he wouldn't do like the man bun thing, which he should have done.
Oh, he would
So
have had a fabulous man bun.
right, so he would be on this dolly when they're doing a scene. They were doing a scene in the hallway of the school, and he's got his hair pulled back, but it is dragging on the floor. And I was just like, okay, look, let me like stop. Let me come braid your hair. We'll put it up like Princess Leia in Return of the Jedi, and then you can like not potentially get your hair yanked out from a freaking dolly wheel.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. That sounds very dangerous.
Yeah, it's like
Oh, Steve's
your
precious hair.
insurance is gonna drop you.
Maybe that's why he like finally
You're
cut it
gonna.
all off. He had a dolly accident.
I don't know. I hope not. But yeah. So like that was obviously the thing that I took away, that Steve needed to pull up his hair. Um, but yeah, it would show stuff like that, and there was one shot. I think it was Bill was getting a massage.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, and just other like it was kind of just like random shots of stuff going on. So
Yeah.
there was like a little montage with the weird the music for the behind the scenes stuff was strange too. Like the only like super good song in it was the Rainbow Connection cover by Me First and the Gimme Gimmes. I really like that one. Or maybe
Mm-hmm.
it was Jimmy Eat World. Who did the cover of that? I don't remember.
Can't remember.
I sound super hoarse for no reason.
Because you're so tired.
I haven't been talking to anybody. Maybe.
Except
Um.
me.
Yeah.
The only other question that I have, it's not even a question, it's a comment from Jaden on Facebook, who wrote, I liked Swamp Years as a kid because of Goggles' butt scene and the Life as a Pet song, but looking back, the special was kind of needless.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess.
I probably would have really liked Swamp Years if I watched it as a kid, and then I probably would like it at this age because I'd have the sentimental attachment. It's like me and Mr. Willoughby's Christmas Tree. I really like that special, probably because I grew up watching it. Um,
That special is actually like super good if you are super into Robert Downey Jr. being like a total ham. Cause like that's what I remember. I watched it on YouTube and I was like, wow, this is Robert Downey Jr. at his silliest for real.
he was
And
doing it for the kids.
yeah, sure.
Or other reasons going on in his life at that time.
Yeah,
He needed money.
yeah.
uh, but yeah, no, I think I would have liked Kermit Swamp Years a lot as a kid. You know, it's silly. It's got some good characters. Yeah, that's all I
Well,
got.
I think I don't know why like the little Kermit, his face was so like triangle. It's very tall.
Yeah.
His nose was short, I guess, or whatever.
I did think it was. I was trying to figure out why they didn't model younger Kermit after little Kermit in the flashbacks for like Muppets Take Manhattan.
Yeah, I was
Because
gonna say like baby Kermit.
Baby Kermit in that has a much rounder face.
Well, yeah, but he's also a baby. He's not, you know, 12.
Yeah, but you know,
Two.
he's still, you know, he wouldn't go from being like a baby to have a really round face to being 12 having like a really longer face and then like
Well,
having it all even out when he's an adult. I don't know. I don't know how puppet aging works.
well, we don't have to know because Muppet Babies isn't technically canon.
That's true.
But then
That's why I wasn't saying
nothing
Muppet Babies. I was
is.
saying Muppets Take Manhattan, but I guess that's
But that's where Muppet Babies came from.
I know. I know that's where it came from.
It came from what Miss Piggy imagined they would all look like as children.
I did like how they brought the Muppet Babies back for Muppet Family Christmas for the really short, like,
That was cute,
the
yeah.
video of them singing Santa Claus is coming to town, and then Animals
Yeah.
just rips through the screen.
Okay, well, I think that's it for the episode,
Okay,
honestly.
sweet. Well,
Yeah.
this has been fun as always,
Mm-hmm.
and tune in again for more Muppet
And
talk.
tell us what you want us to do.
What you want
I
us to
mean,
talk
like not
about.
in yeah, what you want us to talk about, not like in general, because
I want you
get
to
your life together,
get your life together.
that kind of thing. Learn the ukulele already. I brought it. I haven't touched it yet, really.
Oh, my guitar's sitting in the corner, untouched, for the last 5 years of my life.
Do you know how to play it?
No. It's on my to-do list for this year.
Yeah,
The
I only got 6 months. My brother got it for me for Christmas.
Oh, see, you're doing fine then.
Okay,
All right,
I'll go mess with the ukulele. You go mess with your guitar.
I will do that. I'm gonna go
No, we
learn
won't.
some Rainbow Connection.
No, you won't.
No, I
No, we won't.
won't. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.